everyone, welcome back. Today's episode will be focusing on Parker, the crime series by author Richard Stark, aka Donald Westlake. And I was given this book a couple years ago by a coworker of mine. And I was not aware of the crime series by Richard Stark. And I was surely not aware of this graphic novel series that was brilliantly adapted by the cartoonist Darwyn Cooke. I don't know why my coworker lent it to me, other than it's beautiful, and I took to it right away. I'm a huge fan of crime thrillers, and the artwork, everything in it was just beautiful. And then it's such a brisk read. It's very well paced. And as you can see, I immediately had to purchase the other adaptations of the Parker series. So there's 4 books adapted by Darwyn Cooke. The original series started in the 60s by author Donald Westlake under the pseudonym Richard Stark. And I think to date he passed away in 2008, but he's written 24 novels in that time. So the Parker series consists of 24 crime fiction heist novels. Parker is a career thief. He's very, very good at his job, and there's a lot of fans of the books and the series for a reason. He's written very well. They're always very fleshed out. There's a lot of nuance going into every heist, the planning, and Parker himself is quite interesting. A lot of people, I guess, have kind of said he's a sociopath. I don't think I fully agree with that summation of his character. I think he definitely has some interesting codes that he works by, and I think if he were a true sociopath, he would probably turn on his crew and kill them all immediately. And that's just not the case. Parker does not kill indiscriminately. He's very adamant about that. And he's also very adamant about getting what you're owed. So if they're stealing something and it's a 3-man heist and it's $90,000, each man gets $30,000. Like, he's very, he doesn't waver on that. So he has a really interesting set of rules that you start to discover over the series of books. And I can't recommend it enough. I've given several friends of mine this entire set because I love the series so much. And I'll just say, you got to read this. And I think Darwyn Cooke's art, if I talk about Darwyn Cooke for just a minute, unfortunately, he passed away in 2016, and I didn't find out about this book till 2019, and it's kind of a bummer. You fall in love with a book right away, and you start reading it, and you're like, man, who's the artist? He adapted this, and he was very faithful to the novels. He really did not want to change any of Stark's wording, and that takes a very comfortable cartoonist, writer, and artist to do something like that. He didn't feel the need to just unjustifiably change words just because he felt like it, to add his own spin on things. If anything, it was only to maybe trim up or keep the pacing a little more brisk. But, I was really bummed when I found out he passed away, because it's one of those things where you look forward to seeing more from them. But in Darwyn Cooke's case, I've had to now go backwards in his catalog posthumously, and it's a little sad now. I'm sure he was a very great guy. He seems like it from all the research I've done. His friends speak very highly of him, and I've seen a few interviews. Just a true workman, it sounded like. And in that way, you can see a similarity to Parker. He's about business. Get down to business, and get it done. And there's no filler, no nonsense. And looking back at Darwyn's body of work, it's phenomenal. And I highly recommend, if anybody's interested in this series, to check out these books. I can't recommend them enough, especially if you're a fan of crime fiction. And beyond that, if you do like that, they have these beautiful, IDW put these out, these giant Martini edition, collected editions of oversized artwork that Darwyn worked on. And these books are fantastic. There's 2 of them in the series, and each one contains 2 of the smaller stories. But it's great to see his work at a much larger scale. So, if you pick up one of the books and read it, and you like the artwork, I would highly also suggest checking this out. And I think they have another edition coming out soon that collects all 4 stories in one massive book. But yeah, just great stuff. Especially, I kind of was really fascinated, as I assume every fan that read Parker was, just fascinated by the character, and who doesn't love a good heist? So what I've now been doing is going back into the original novels. So I've been making my way through the original series of 24 novels, and I think I'm like on book 11 now, I think, The Black Ice Score. So yeah, it's great. And I just really kind of wanted to do sort of an homage to Donald Westlake / Richard Stark and Darwyn Cooke with today's painting. So much like the artwork and the storytelling, this painting is going to be very quick, to the point, just like Parker likes it, and I'm not going to waste any time. So thank you so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed the painting, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.